Hello, it's Lauren here from You Are Nourished. How are you doing today? I am here today to talk about lunches, which I'm going to come on to in a moment. Now, it's been a little while, I think, a good few weeks, if not a couple of months, since I've been live here on my Facebook page. I've been incredibly busy with all of my new members inside Nourish 365 off the back of our previous Shift the Sugar, which we did in September. So that's been keeping me really busy. But I'm super excited to be joining you again back here with more live videos, sharing tips, advice, and inspiration on all things nutrition, mindset, and self-care to help you live a more nourished life. Now, last week on my social media, I put out a seemingly, innocuous little post asking you which mealtime you found the trickiest. And I would say the unanimous answer, well, there were some who said breakfast and dinner, but a lot of you are struggling with lunchtime, particularly as we are in lockdown or wherever you are in the country or in the world, in varying degrees of lockdown, restrictions, working from home, even if you're not in lockdown, and have been that way for several months. And you're telling me, and I totally get this, that you've run out of inspiration at lunchtime. And I get it, we're at home a lot. We're having to prepare our own breakfast, we're having to prepare our own dinners. We can't go out to eat. If you're used to, working in an office and popping out to M&S or Pret or wherever to pick your lunch up, you don't have that convenience option available to you. And so you're ending up eating the same things over and over again, or just grabbing a very quick sandwich, or popping some toast in, or eating a bowl of cereal, or just not really bothering with lunch at all, and just having a few bits and pieces that you're picking at, leaving you hungry later on in the day. So what I want to kind of reiterate is that lunch is one of your main meals and it should be treated as such. It's not a snack, it's not something optional that you can just bypass, because you are going to end up hungry later in the day where you're going to overeat because your blood sugar is so low and you're so starving. And then you're going to end up on that cycle of feeling guilty about your food choices because you haven't eaten enough in your main meals. So lunch should be treated as a main meal. It is one of your 3 meals a day. And the purpose of lunch is to fill you up, and to fill you up throughout the afternoon so that you can get through the afternoon, so you've got energy, so you can concentrate on what you need to do, so you've got the energy to run around after your kids, pick them up from school, or do a Zoom meeting, or whatever it is you've got to do in the afternoon. You need to have the clarity of mind to be able to do that, and food can help you with that. If you're eating a really stodgy lunch, it can make you sleepy, it can make you want a nap, it can make you crave sweet things. So I want to share with you today some of my top tips for having a healthy, filling lunch, and I'm going to be doing a couple of little recipes for you as well. And if you head to laurengafer.com/lockdown lunches, then I will send you a free recipe ebook, which I've got right here, which I whizzed together in the last couple of days for you, which has got a week's worth of simple, quick, tasty, healthy, filling lunches that you can make really, really quickly. And these are the recipes here. So I'm just going to be throwing together a couple of the recipes from this ebook today. But I just wanted to share a couple of tips with you and things that I do. A lot of it is about your habits and your priorities. So if you don't prioritize getting a healthy meal at lunchtime, then it's just not going to be on your radar. It's going to be the last thing you think about. You're going to get to 1 o'clock, you're going to realize you're hungry, there's nothing in the fridge, there's nothing in the cupboards, or you've got to pop to the local shop and pick something up, and it's just not a priority for you. So I want you to think about reprioritizing so that your meal times are actually a priority, and realizing that lunch is something that you do need to eat, and it needs to fill you up for the purposes that I just spoke about. Also, it's about habits. If you are in the habit of forgetting about lunch, skipping lunch, throwing something together or only eating little bits and pieces, then that's going to continue because your brain is doing that every single day. So it is also about getting into better habits around your lunchtime. And we do a lot of this inside my membership club, Nourish 365. We focus a lot on healthy habits. And we talk about focusing on one thing and doing that repeatedly day after day after day after day. And so if you are struggling with lunch and it's a problem for you, then you need to prioritize it as something that you want to create a habit out of. And so start with creating some better habits around your lunch times. One of these is using leftovers. So whenever you are in the kitchen cooking a meal, be thinking to yourself, could this be useful for lunch tomorrow? Are you cooking some salmon fillets? Are you cooking some chicken? Are you making a bolognese? Any of these things, I have a visitor, a four-legged friend down here who wants to get involved as well. Any of these things, oh look, here we go, wants to get, can you see? He always wants to get involved, don't you? Get down, that's it. Anything that you are cooking, he's like, no, I want to be on camera. Thank you very much. Also, he can smell food. There's some smoked salmon here, so he can smell it. You want to be thinking about what you're having for lunch. So if you are making dinner, think about, could this be useful for lunch tomorrow? And again, that is habitual thinking. That is something that you need to get into the habit of doing. And it doesn't happen overnight. It is going to take a while. So train yourself. Every time you're in the kitchen making a meal, could this be leftovers for lunch tomorrow? And I don't really care if you eat lunch, the same lunch 3 days in a row, or if you eat dinner and you eat the same thing for lunch tomorrow. I know we're supposed to have a wide variety of different nutrients, but to be honest with you, for the sake of eating a filling meal, it doesn't matter that you've eaten the same thing for lunch that you had for dinner the night before. So the link to the recipe booklet is laurengaither.com/lockdown-lunches. There is a link just above this video that takes you straight to that page, and you can download it and it will be sent to you for free straight to your inbox. So what was I saying? Yes, leftovers. And it's about getting into that mindset of creating better habits around your meal times. Same, some people said they struggle with breakfast. Some people said they struggle with dinner. Whatever meal it is that you find is the biggest problem, rather than trying to change everything at once, just try and change one and get into better habits around that one meal. The other thing is around, cooking little things here and there that you can pick at for lunch that you know are going to be filling. And one of these is eggs. Hello, Jen. How are you, my lovely? Nice to see you here. One of these is eggs. Now, it doesn't take very long for you to put some eggs in a saucepan and turn it on, and you can walk away, put the timer on, and then all you need to do is take them out of the saucepan. That is not time consuming. So if you are hard boiling, say 6 eggs on a Sunday, you know that you've got an egg for lunch for every single day of the week. And that's brilliant because eggs are filling, they are full of healthy fats like choline, they're good for your brain, and they are full of protein as well, which is going to help to keep us fuller for longer. So the 2 recipes that I am going to be making today are the smoked salmon salad, which I mean literally is not even cooking, it's putting things in a bowl, and that's what we want at lunchtime. We don't really want to be cooking, we don't want to be chopping onions, we don't want to be frying stuff. I mean, sure, you can scramble up some eggs are so versatile. You can make yourself an omelette or something like that, but it needs to be quick. You don't want to be making a gourmet meal at lunchtime. We're busy, we've got other things to do, and we want it to just be functional. Lunch doesn't need to be, a gourmet dish. You're not going to necessarily sit down and savor it. You might be eating it at your desk, although I would encourage you not to do that because it does interfere with your digestion. You want to ideally take a break from your screens, take a break from your phone, and sit down and enjoy your meals. That's going to help you with the digestive process. But I get that we're all busy and we're trying to do a million things. So, we want lunch to be quick, effective, functional, simple. So the smoked salmon salad is as easy as can be. And basically, my top tip is that if you have got an avocado and an egg in stock, you can make pretty much anything. So I tend to always have eggs and avocados because you can you can make almost anything out of them. So this salad is so super simple. I've got some rocket here, and the recipe just says, you know, salad leaves. So any salad leaves you want, rocket, spinach, watercress, whatever you want. And I know we might not be wanting cold salads at this time of year, so I'm going to be making a soup, a super quick soup as well. But this is just a literally throw things in a bowl kind of lunch. So grab yourself a handful of leaves. Pop them in your bowl right there. I've got an egg that I have pre-boiled. I'm just going to peel it. So I've been soaking it in some cold water to make it easier to peel. Let's see how that works. You're meant to plunge them in ice, aren't you? I didn't actually do that. So we're just going to peel the egg. I wanted to sort of, you know, do this on screen with you so that it doesn't look like I've prepared a load of stuff in advance, so that you can genuinely see how quick this is. Now, obviously, I have boiled the egg in advance, which took no time at all. I mean, like I said, it's not, you know, it doesn't really take very long, does it, in terms of what you've got to do. But there we go. There's the egg peeled. Just going to give it a little rinse. And then you can just slice that up or halve it. So we're just going to halve it. There we go. Look at that lovely, lovely colour. Can you see that lovely colour of yolk? And we're just going to pop that there. We've got an avocado. So let's figure out which one is ripest. I think maybe this one. And we're just going to halve that avocado. This is for one person. The recipes in the ebook are all 2 servings. So if you've got your other half at home, or if you want to make enough for 2. So I've just halved that avocado, and then I've quartered it. And then I'm just going to peel the skin off like that. So easy. Then you can slice it up again, or you can just pop it as it is on top of your salad. I'm just going to slice it up again and pop that on the salad there. Now, you know, we all know avocados are full of healthy fats, and they are also a complete protein, which is something you may not know. So proteins are made up of amino acids, which are the building blocks of everything in our body: skin, hair, nails, muscle, brain chemicals, neurotransmitters, hormones. We need protein. It's not as simple as just saying you need to have protein because it keeps you fuller for longer. Yes, it does keep you fuller for longer, and it's really important that you make sure you've got some good sources of protein in your lunch, but we need to make sure that we are having protein with all our meals, because we need them for these amino acids, for the building blocks of everything that our body does. And avocados are an amazing source of protein. They are a complete protein, and full of healthy fats as well, which are amazing for our brain, our immune system, for inflammation. Don't be fooled by the whole "it's got too much fat" nonsense. It's got too many points, too many sins. If you know me, you've heard me talk about this before. It's nonsense. We want to eat avocados. They're amazing for our health. And you needn't be worrying about your waistline when it comes to avocados. It's all the other nonsense that you want to get rid of, all the processed stuff, refined sugars, etc., etc. So we've got our egg, our avocado, and we've got some smoked salmon. And listen, I'm waiting for an online shop to be delivered, so I had to pop to my co-op this morning and pick up a few bits for this, and it was just, you know, egg, avocado, smoked salmon, which you can get pretty much everywhere. I'm going to use half of this. The dog is growling at something outside. And we're just going to pop this on the plate. Look, you don't need to make it look pretty. You can do. There we go. And then you're just going to drizzle this with whatever dressing you want. Bit of extra virgin olive oil, some avocado oil, bit of balsamic vinegar, or some... Can you hear it? It's the dog going nuts. Husband to the rescue. So look, super simple. I mean, literally could not be simpler. Rocket, smoked salmon, egg, avocado. We're going to drizzle that with some olive oil, apple cider vinegar, whatever kind of vinegar you want, some fresh lemon, some black pepper. You can even top it with some pumpkin seeds for a little bit of extra protein, zinc, essential fats on top of there as well. Hummus is another one of my always got in the fridge. So if I've got an egg, an avocado, and some hummus, I know that I can pretty much make anything. Even if I just pop a couple of, slices of toast gluten-free seeded bread or sourdough if you eat gluten, in the toaster, and have, mashed avocado and sliced egg on the other. That's absolutely fine. Bit of hummus on top, perfect. So there we go. That literally could not be simpler. And that is going to keep you going because you have got calories, and we want calories. We want to be full, and we want the protein, we want the healthy fats to keep us full and get us through the afternoon. Hello, my lovelies, and all of you who are joining live. So there we go. That's as simple as it can be. Took no time at all. Now, the next thing I'm going to make is a Thai chicken curry noodle soup, which might sound incredibly involved, but I'm going to show you some shortcuts to make it super quick. Now, this does involve doing a little bit of cooking at lunchtime, which you may not want to do, but I promise you it's very quick and very easy. And the recipe that's in the ebook is actually the longer version. I'm doing the shorter version because I'm using ready cooked chicken and a few other little shortcuts that I'm going to show you in a second. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stick our hob on and get that going. And we're going to put some coconut oil in a saucepan here. So, tablespoon of coconut oil. Ooh, I'm running out. And we're just going to pop that in the saucepan, like so. And then we've got some garlic, 4 cloves, so it's punchy, but really, really good for your immune system, which is what we want at this time of year. You can reduce the amount of garlic. You don't have to use this much garlic if you don't want to. Also, you can use garlic paste or garlic out of a jar, but I've got 4 garlic cloves here that I have peeled, and I'm just going to crush those into the coconut oil. I'm going to try and do this as quickly as I can to show you just how quick this can be. There we go. My garlic crusher has decided to explode. It's live, everybody. It's live. Okay, right. So I'm gonna put the garlic in the coconut oil, and that already smells absolutely amazing. Look, and if you're prepared to spend 10 minutes cooking a little something at lunchtime, then this is totally worth it. So we've got the garlic in the coconut oil as well. We are going to use some ginger. Now I have got ginger paste, okay? Super simple. This is one of my shortcuts. I do not want, I think that's been open a little while. I'm not going to use it. You can use ginger paste, a new one, but we're going to put that to one side. That should have some ginger paste in it or some fresh ginger, but that one, a little bit past its best, shall we say. So ginger would have gone in there. Next, we are going to have pepper, which I've forgotten to get out of the fridge, so bear with me while I do that. There we go. Right, it calls for a whole pepper, but I have 2 halves, and we're just going to slice those up super quick while the garlic is cooking. I'm going to turn that heat right down because we don't want it to burn. I forgot about the peppers. There we go. Let's give that a little stir, and then I'm just going to take that off the heat because, as I said, it's starting to brown a little bit, which we don't want. So peppers, we're just going to slice, super simple, thin slices of red pepper. It calls for a whole pepper. So if you have a whole pepper, use that, or if you have 2 halves, use those, which I do. My husband's very excited because this basically, when I do these live sessions, it basically means that he gets his lunch done, cooked for, and doesn't have to worry about it. So there's pepper, and that's going in with the garlic, and if we had ginger in there, with the ginger. So we're just going to give that a little, I'm going to turn that back on, turn the heat back up again, pop the pepper in, and just give that a stir in the coconut oil. Let that coat the garlic there. This is going to be a quick one, okay? Now, I've got cooked chicken. The recipe actually uses raw chicken, but this is my shortcut, okay? I'm using cooked chicken. This is 1 chicken breast, chopped up into cubes. This is where you're thinking. You're always thinking, have I got some chicken? Am I going to cook this for dinner? Will this be useful as a leftover for lunch tomorrow? Always cook double, okay? So there we go. There's some chicken breast that's being popped in there. And we're just gonna stir that around. Now, if this was raw chicken, obviously we'd want to cook it for a little bit longer, but we don't need to do that because it's already cooked. So we're just going to coat that in the garlic and the coconut oil to get the flavors in, and then we are going to add some curry paste, green curry paste. I did have a tablespoon. I feel like I've used something else. So there we go. A couple of tablespoons of green curry paste. We're going to chuck those in there. 1 and 2. And then we are going to give that a little stir. Get the flavours going. And there we go. It smells amazing. And then we've got some coconut milk. A cup of coconut milk. So I've just got a can of coconut milk here, a cup. We're just going to pour that. This is like an American cup, so it's not quite a whole can. So you could use the whole can. Well, you're left with about a third of the can, about 2/3 of the can. So you're going to have a little bit of coconut milk left over. Now you could totally make double and use the whole can, and then you could use it again tomorrow. You could add this to a smoothie. You can make a curry with it tonight, whatever you want. You're going to have some leftover coconut milk. So we're going to stir that around and let that warm. And then we are going to add some chicken stock. So I've just got one of these Knorr chicken stock things. You can use callow chicken stock cubes. So I'm just going to chuck that in there with 3 cups of water. We've got 720 mils, but it's 3 cups. So we're just going to stick those in there. 1, 2. You could use boiling water if you want a shortcut. We're going to ramp the heat up to bring that up to the boil. And we're going to add some noodles. And we're going to let the noodles cook in the broth. So like I said, the recipe is a slightly longer version, which uses raw chicken and also gets you to cook the noodles separately. But I'm doing it all in one pan because I want to show you the shortcut, the quick version of throwing together this Thai chicken curry soup. How much ginger paste? I'd have put, you know, a good teaspoon in there, but that one's going in the bin. What am I looking for? Noodles. Now you can use any noodles. I've actually got these brown rice noodles. You see those Clear Spring brown rice noodles, that sort of thickness, which were from Ocado. You can use vermicelli noodles. You can use those ready cooked straight to wok noodles. Doesn't really matter. I prefer brown rice noodles because they are made with brown rice, and so they are a complex carbohydrate and they keep your blood sugar stable. So that's why I like to use those. And I am just going to put some straight in with the stock, and I'm going to let them cook in with the stock. So that's probably about right. There we go. And I'm just going to let those go into the water, and I'm going to cover it. I'm going to bring it to the boil, and then I'm going to simmer that probably for about 10 minutes, I think, to cook these noodles. But depending on the types of noodles you're using, this might be ready really quickly. But you want the flavors to infuse. So look, that's all the preparation that's gone into it, right? Super quick. Cooked chicken, sliced pepper. You can use garlic from a jar, ginger from a jar. You've got your stock, coconut milk, and there we go, ready to go. And basically, these noodles take 10 minutes to cook. But you might have those 3-minute noodles, and this is basically going to be ready. So you've got a Thai chicken noodle soup ready in like 10 minutes, if that. Isn't that fabulous? And you've got chicken, protein, brown rice noodles, complex carbohydrate. You've got pepper in there for some vegetables, and you've got some coconut milk in there, which is good fats. And that are going to help to keep you fuller for longer, which is what we want. So look, that's now coming to the boil. So I'm going to bring that down a little bit. I don't want too much of the liquid to evaporate. Although it does say, well, it says to cook it until the chicken's cooked through, but our chicken's already cooked. So I'm going to put that on a simmer with the lid sort of half off, so it's not completely evaporating all of the liquid, but the noodles are cooking, and that's going to take 10 minutes. So there we go. Daughter's asked, is the coconut milk very fattening? My son has said it's not good for you. Yes, it is good for you, and it's full of good fats that are going to help to keep you fuller for longer. When we eat low-fat foods, they don't fill us up, and we end up binging on other foods later on, and we're permanently hungry. The purpose of your meals should be to keep you full so that you don't end up overeating processed carbohydrates, sweet things, sugar, refined stuff, etc., because those are the foods that make you gain weight, not this filling lunch with good quality coconut milk that is actually going to help to keep you full. If you're eating 3 proper meals a day that are balanced with complex carbohydrates, healthy fats, protein, vegetables, and you're not overeating biscuits, sweets, crisps, cakes because you're hungry all the time and you're denying yourself these foods because you're always on a diet, that's where the problem is. The coconut milk, the avocados are not the problem. It's the fact that you're eating low-fat foods and fat-free foods and denying yourself that is the problem. Now, if you know me, you know that I've talked about this a lot, and I do talk about this a lot, but that is my general stance on it. So yes, Keely, it is so simple. And actually, my lovely, some of these are new recipes that aren't even in the membership. So make sure that you grab this free ebook. So there we go. That is, I'm going to turn that down because it's making a bit of a weird bubbly thing on the top. Those are my 2 super simple lunches and my tips for you. Smoked salmon, egg, avocado, salad. You're going to put some olive oil and some balsamic vinegar on top of that, or some apple cider vinegar. You can add some black pepper, some lemon, some pumpkin seeds. You can do whatever you want to jazz it up. And then we've got our noodle soup, Thai chicken curry noodle soup. The recipe is in the ebook. So I made the really super simple, quick version to show you some shortcuts because I know that you want to eat. You want to make quick things at lunchtime. So Jen, my lovely, has said, always eat full fat and you don't gain weight. It's the processed sugar, low fat stuff that makes you gain weight. 100%. Jen has been very well taught. So there we go. I hope you found that useful. Head over to laurengafer.com/lockdown-snacks. The link is above this video. Grab your recipes and let me know how you get on. I hope you enjoyed these. Let me know what you're going to make for lunch today. I would really, really love to know. Are you going to prioritize your lunchtime, and how are you going to get into better habits around lunch so that you treat it as a main meal and not something just to be forgotten? A couple of questions. What about leftover spaghetti bowl? Eat it for lunch, my lovely. Eat that for lunch. That's great. It's a meal. My philosophy is that if you eat a meal that fills you up, you don't need to think about food until your next meal. And the problem with eating low-fat food and scrimping on calories is that you are obsessing about food all the time because you're hungry and you're restricting. If you're eating foods that fill you up and nourish you and allow your body to do what it's supposed to do, which is function to the best of its ability with the nutrients that you're providing for it, then you don't have to obsess about food. And so that's my whole philosophy, basically, is to stop you obsessing about food. Eat a main meal and you won't be hungry. Chris says, love the recipes, downloaded it and run it off to go with all the others. Fantastic. Wonderful. Lentil bake sounds delicious. Pauline, thank you very much. I'm so pleased you enjoy the cook-alongs. And I will be back here next week. So now we're going to be getting to back into the weekly rhythm of videos. So I'll be back here next week. It might be a cook-along. It might be a little shazazz about mindset. Who knows? But if you are a member and you are in Nourish 365, I will see you in an hour and a half for our weekly Q&A, Talk to Me Tuesday, which we do every Tuesday inside the membership. If you're not on the wait list, by the way, get yourselves on the wait list for the membership, because I've got some awesome stuff coming up in the new year and you're going to want to know about that. So put yourselves on the wait list for the membership as well, because I've got some exciting stuff coming up. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Have an amazing day and I will catch you back here same time next week. Have a great week. Bye.